The next speaker is Miyagawa from the National Institute for Japanese Language and Linguistics. Also, he's editor for Northeast African Studies, so he's a digital humanist who has been working on the digitization of ancient Egyptian and Coptic manuscripts and text corpora. The topic of the presentation is digital curation of resources related to endangered languages and dialects in Japan. And we are ready. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Theodora. Can you hear me and see the presentation clearly? Is it all right? Okay. So, all right. Thanks. Okay, so I will talk about the digital curation of resources related to endangered languages and dialects in Japan. Yeah, my name is Miyagawa. Thank you so much for having me here. And my affiliation is National Institute for Japanese Language and Linguistics. So let's begin. Thank you so much. So this is the presentation flow. First, I will talk about endangered languages in Japan. And second, I will talk about digital archives in Japan. And so Omeka, third, Omeka CMS dedicated to digital archives. And fourth, IIIF, International Image Interoperability Framework. And then, sorry, what happened? Oops. And then TI, Global Standard for Machine Readable Text Markup. And also conclusion, there's a conclusion, digital archiving with Omeka S, IIIF, and TI. So today I will not talk about Coptic and Egyptology, but I will talk about the ongoing digital archive project of endangered languages and dialects in Japan, where I'm working currently. And this is the project profile. And the project of this presentation is called NELDA. This is a tentative name. It started this April. It is an acronym for Ninjao Endangered Language Digital Archive. And the name suggests it is a digital archive project of endangered language materials in Japan. And yeah, Ninjao, maybe you never heard of it. Ninjao is also an acronym for National Institute of Japanese Language and Linguistics located in Tokyo, Japan. This project is based on Ninjao. First, I would like to talk about endangered languages in Japan. There are various languages in Japan alongside with Japanese. I will show you some of them. First, there are Inuit languages, which are languages of indigenous island people in Hokkaido, Kuril Islands in the north of Japan, and the southern Sakhalin Island. However, only Hokkaido Island is still surviving today, but in a very critical situation. Also, there are L2 runners of island in Japan. And next, Japanese languages are also called Japanese Ryukyuan languages. This language family consists of the Ryukyuan branch and the Japanese branch. In Ryukyuan branch, there are northern and southern Ryukyuan languages. Northern Ryukyuan languages are Amami, Okinawan, etc. And southern Ryukyuan languages are Miyagawa, Yayaman, and Yonaguni. And Japanese branch, there are Hachijo language in the Hachijo Island around here. And also there are many endangered Japanese dialects, alongside with vibrant dialects such as Osakan dialect, which is my mother tongue, and also standard Japanese, of course. How different are these languages in Japan? If you know standard Japanese, you can easily recognize the great variety among them. First, here are standard Japanese words. Tsuki or tsuki, it means moon or month. And here, kuchi, it means mouth. But in another variant of Japanese languages, Ogami dialect of Miyagawa language is very different. Moon in Ogami is it's very different from tsuki, and also mouth in Ogami Miyagawa is fuks. Yeah, it is also very different from kuchi, but actually they are cognates in Japanese language family. In the north, Hokkaido Ainu have totally different words. Kunnechup, kunnechup for moon, and paro for mouth of somebody. Yeah. So yeah, since it is in a different language family from that of Japanese and Ogami Miyako, so they are, yeah, Ainu words are totally different from Japanese languages. Yeah, but most of the variants of Ainuic and Japonic languages in Japan are endangered, and some were already extinct, like Kuriru Ainu, for instance. For preservation and chance of revitalization of these languages, we are making digital archive for endangered languages and dialects in Japan. To build archive of indigenous language materials, we would like to use the best used tools in digital humanities. In section 1, I would like to talk about the situation of digital archive in Japan. In Japan, beyond the realm of archives, digital archives are considered as digital resource public access portals of museum, library, archive, and also community center in general. In addition, recently, any public and private websites that make available images, sounds, and documents related to culture and history are getting to be considered as digital archives. And in Japan, the researchers of digital archives are active in academic societies. For example, Japan Society for Digital Archive, etc. There are several societies for digital archives and also digital humanities. And recently, the Japanese government recognizes the importance of archiving digitally. They say digital archive is a heritage to be inherited for a long time, which shows future users that what social, academic, and cultural assets of the past and present are like, and also serves as a foundation for the preservation, inheritance, and external dissemination of the social, academic, and cultural heritage of a country or region. Under this definition of a manifesto, the government and its sub-organizations are promoting digital archives. In this course of trends, we are trying to build a digital archive of indigenous languages in Japan using tools most used in worldwide digital humanities. And first, I will show the Omeka S. It is a CMS dedicated to digital archive. CMS means Content Management System. And it uses WCAG-RDF, the global standard for metadata. And also it enables ease of adoption of IIIF, the International Image Interoperability Framework. CMS, most of you probably know, it is a system which allows teams to create websites efficiently. For example, it is a system that allows people who cannot code to join a team and collaborate to create a website. For example, as I mentioned, Omeka S and also Omeka Classic is CMS for creating digital archives. And as most of you may know, WordPress is the most widely used CMS, which allows you to create pages like Word, and many websites are using it. Also, there are several other CMS. There are so many. And our Omeka S is a CMS provided by the Roy Rosenzweig Center for History and New Media, George Mason University, USA, and it is made for team development. And Omeka, there are two varieties of Omeka series. One is Omeka S, which is made for team development, and the other is Omeka Classic. It is for personal and educational use. And there are a growing number of examples in Japan. For example, Historiographical Institute of Tokyo University is using Omeka S for its digital archive. And so this is a domain screen, and we can input the metadata following the WCAG metadata scheme. And this is Omeka's top page, which is currently under development. Sorry, everything is Japanese, but I will put also English version. So we are putting data, for example, linguistic atlas of Japan images, which is a kind of a big atlas geographical database of Japanese dialects, especially the lexemes in Japanese dialects, and also languages of the Japanese language family. And we are trying to build contents in this digital archive. These are contents being considered, first existing materials of endangered language and dialects. We're uploading new items to the archive with the appropriate attribution and the public domain, CC BY SA, etc. And for other materials, we will put links to archive with metadata descriptions. And also we are putting new materials of endangered languages and dialects. First, online dictionary of Okinawan language. Second, IIIF version of linguistic atlas of Japan. And third, digitizations of Bettelheim's Ryukyuan translation of the Bible and Bachelor's Ainu translation of the Bible. And we are also trying to put in digitized object of other language materials that are not subject to copyright issues. Sorry, how much time do I have?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. That's totally fine. Thank you so much. So next I would like to show you how we use IIIF, International Image Interoperability Framework. IIIF is a state-of-the-art high-resolution image interoperability technology, initiated by reading research libraries around the world. Many prominent museum. It is a Japanese term. Include museum, library, archive, and also community center around the world have adapted it for their digital archives. And recently, it is become popular in Japan. For example, Japan Search, it is kind of equivalent to Europeana, which uses IIIF technology in the full form, especially in the point of the interoperability. But to make our contents available in the Japan Search, we have to support IIIF in our digital archive for full support of Japan Search. And so we are making a GGLB01 server in Ninja, provide IIIF. For example, we enables IIIF APIs in the materials for the study of the history of Japanese language digital archive, which is kind of sub-content, which will be the sub-content of our big digital archive. And we are trying to enable 5 major viewers of IIIF on our digital archive. Universal Viewer, Mirador, IIIF Curation Viewer, and TFI, and also OpenSea Dragon. This is one of the example of IIIF image from the GGLB01 server of Ninja. This is a very old dialect map, dialect atlas of Japan. Also, there are people who are working on Mirador IIIF video annotation. Which is developed by Yona Takahashi, Kyonori Nagasaki, and Jun Homer. This is one of the, maybe you cannot see their, you cannot see their, I enabled the sound, but I'm not sure whether, but you can see the subtitles on the video, and this is kind of IIIF rendition of video, and also the annotation and so on. So these Yona Takahashi and Kyonori Nagasaki and Juhoma are currently developing this Mirador IIIF video annotation. And in Ninja, we have so many video materials for endangered languages and dialects in Japan. So we are trying to put this video annotation on our digital archive. So there's also very handy TripApp curation viewer from Center for Open Data in the Humanities in Tokyo, and so on. But we will also there are IIEF Self Museum by Culture of Japan. We will also enable this kind of platform. It is Culture of Japan is a kind of a platform to cross search the Japanese art and cultural items in various museums and libraries in the world, and they are creating this kind of 3D virtual museum app, which is enabled for everyone. But I will, we will also use GI for our corporate endangered languages and dialects in Japan. TI is probably most of you already know. It is a text encoding initiative, and it is an organization that aims to marking up the structure of the text in the machine readable format. And the XML defined the TI guidelines is called TI XML or simply TI. I will show some brief history of TI in Japan. In 1987, TI was established with the support of various academic institutions in Europe and the US. And in 2000, TI Consortium was established. In 2016, East Asian and Japanese SIG established. And into 2018, TI 2018 conference Tokyo was held in Tokyo. This is one of the example of TI used for Japanese classics. In this site, you can see the digital image and also the text of Genji Monogatari, Tale of Genji. They are totally utilizing the TI and also IIIF very well. This is created by the Library of Tokyo, University of Tokyo. Also, there are many, some projects which are using TI, and I will just skip this. And there are several ways to turn TI XML files into a website. For example, one is XSLT, and the second is Citation, which is JavaScript library. And also there's a Python. You can use Python for convert TI into other formats, such as website. Especially elementary is very useful for build such a converter. This is one of the example of converting TI XML to a static website with XSLT, which is made in the digital corpus project with Vincent van Gerben-Oei. And so this is TI web file, and we're creating we created this XSLT file, and we converted it into a Bootstrap website with interlinear glosses using the Leipzig.js JavaScript. Also, we are creating kind of the converter to enable the interlinear glosses from TI into WordPress. And we are creating an online dictionary of Okinawan language in TI form. This is raw data in CSV, and I will skip this. And we are creating a converter to convert CSV file of a dictionary of Okinawan language, which is one of the Southern Okinawan language, and into TI, and then into HTML. We are also putting in UPOS, which is from the university dependencies, and we are building a pipeline to convert CSV files for individual languages into TI and the web page. And this is a Python code to convert CSV into TI. And this is a converted TI file, which is an entry of Abegui shouting voice in online dictionary of Okinawan language. And this is a final form, a website form, where there are so many lexical entries in this dictionary, and we have a part of speech and also hiragana and kanji forms and romaji forms and also senses and also examples, etc. We also made kind of the dark mode of this dictionary. Yeah, it is not put online yet, but yeah, we are trying to publish it until January of 2023. We are also making the better Hamzurican translation of the Bible and so on. So conclusion, sorry to take so much. Conclusions, we are creating a findable and accessible digital archive for language materials in danger of disappearing based on the FAIR principles using OmegaS. A CMS dedicated to digital archiving, maps, images, transcribed and annotated ELAN data, and videos are there are 4 eyes, triple eyes, and providing high resolution images and subtitle videos with translation process. And we will enable cross-searchable platform with advanced search and other sites, and display IIIF images for interoperability. And TI and ELAN transcriptions and annotations will be TIized, and we will generate static or dynamic websites using Excel, SLT, Python, etc. And yeah, we will make our digital archive interoperable and reusable by releasing the original data under open license on digital archives, and also repository whenever possible. And we will use TI for text and transcriptions. And it will increase ease of secondary use and interoperability. And thank you so much. There are so many Japanese, so many languages in Japan. Yeah, like and so on, which means thank you in these languages. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your very interesting presentation. It's really very, very useful, this digital archive for the endangered Japanese dialects and languages. And I'm sure that will contribute to the language preservation as well as educational and linguistic research efforts made by the scholars. Are there any questions for Mr. Miyagawa? You may raise your hands or write in the chat.
Yeah, James.
Yes, James, yeah.
Hi, sorry, simple question. You went through a very large number of projects, but I was wondering who the sort of envisaged target audience is. Is this mainly for scholars, or are you looking at a wider general public audience or learners of these dialects as an audience, etc.?
Yeah, mostly sorry, thank you so much for very great question. Mostly we are creating this this archive for heritage language learners, which have these languages and also dialects as their heritage. But we are also creating. Yeah, we already have the repository to distribute this data to scholars, but they are very difficult to use actually. So maybe we are creating this archive for general public, but probably it will also make it easy for scholars to search and reuse the data. So yeah. Yeah, this is a very big project to incorporate all of these perspectives. But yeah, first we try to create this archive for the general public, and then eventually the scholars.
Oh, thank you. I also wondered, how the different aspects of the project fit into each other. So, for example, I'm quite interested in your transcription of Bettelheim's translation. How does this, for example, fit in with the dictionary you showed? Is there any plan to have these different aspects of the project interact with each other in some way? Or
yes, yes, eventually, yeah, we are trying to create, make them interactive with each other, but yeah, first our tentative goal is put all the available data and materials online available to everyone who want to learn the languages and also dialects. So yeah, first we just make the data accessible to everyone online, and then we will create some links, and also yeah, for example, in this case, for example, we would like to put links of each lexeme to the entry in the online Okinawa dictionary, for example. But probably it takes so much time, but we have a very long period of the project. So yeah, I hope we can make everything interactive inside this archive.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.